we try to keep the favorites in, but then we change the rest of it.
You have to do that in Branson. I learned that myself because if you change everything, even if I had the feeling, people are tired of me doing such and such, and I change everything, then they come back and say, we miss.
Oh yeah, that's exactly.
Even though they've seen it 100 times,
they want to see it.
They want to see it again. And one of our producers says people like to be amazed in Branson by the familiar. Like they like coming back. They come back for a reason. They want to see certain things, Unchained Melodies they want to hear.
Right.
And so you don't want to change everything, but you do have to keep it interesting. That's one of the challenges, I think, of Branson. You kind of mentioned it. Our season changes. I haven't talked about this with anyone else, but in the summer, for those of you that don't come to Branson, we get a lot of families.
That's correct.
That come for the amusement parks, the water slides, the go-karts, and the zip lines, and all that, the shows. But then school starts, and suddenly, I'm sure you have the same thing, overnight, the crowd changes. It's a whole different ballgame once school starts.
It really, really is. And I call it almost two different type of seasons and stuff. And that's why there's a fine line of trying to create a show that appeals to all ages, because you don't want to neglect these new people coming to Branson. Maybe they've never been here before.
Right.
And they're wanting their kind of music.
Yeah.
But then you can't neglect the senior market who's been here for years.
Right.
So that's what we try to do. We cover the older artists as well as the newer artists. We did like Jason Aldean, Kelly Clarkson this year. We've just tried Tim McGraw. We do a lot of different people.
Right. And being here 29 years, you've seen the changes. I've been here almost 10, and I've seen the changes.
Right. It's been really different. When I first came to Branson, I think there was, I'm going to say at best 20 shows. And now there's I think the latest count was about 200 shows.
Oh, I know.
It's a lot of people coming here. And the good thing about Branson is we have the diversity of a lot of different types of artists and a different appeal to a lot of people, different age groups. Because for a while there, to be honest with you, Branson had the reputation of only being for the old-time country artists. And we certainly welcome that, but Branson's much more than that.
Yes, especially now. In the last 5 years or so, I'd say it's really changed with the addition of all the extra activities for kids and so on.
Right. I'm a huge fan of the old-time country artists, and they pack them in when they do come to Branson, so people need to take notice of that too. But we also try to do some of the newer, and so Branson is reaching out to another completely different market, and there's room for everybody.
Yeah, even the newer artists are covering the old-time performers, so it's like all coming back again. And I think it's funny when I can't think of a specific song right now, but a newer artist will cover an old-time country song, let's say.
Oh, yeah.
And you hear somebody that will go to one of the shows, I heard so-and-so doing Taylor Swift's song. No. Taylor Swift does that song.
Right.
Like they have it backwards. Like the kids don't understand that some of the songs have been around for a long time, and it's just a big cycle coming around again.
Well, if you get good material, good song material, and that's why my show, our tribute is to the great music. We do when we only perform number one hits that reach the radio, number one on the radio. And so therefore, when people come to our show, everybody knows every single song from the start to the finish. And that's what our new theme is. And we just won Best Tribute Show again for the third year from the Branson Show Awards, which we were excited about.
Yeah.
And so we try to keep it fresh, new, and we're doing some of the newer artists we've done is this year it was like James Taylor, Barry Manilow, getting into that, the baby boomer.
Because as the demographic that comes here, you have to keep moving it up a little bit because the people now that are coming to Branson, the retired folks, well, they grew up in the 60s and the 70s. So you have to keep adjusting it.
That's exactly right.
And that's where the smart business people are in this town that know to keep evolving. And that's what makes Branson so popular, actually, is that we truly do have something for everyone now. You want to see newer artists, like you're saying, but also we have all the different types of shows. When I first got invited here, my first response 10 years ago was, I don't do country themes. Like I thought it was all country music.
Right.
Like you were
See,
saying.
that's the perception is that a lot. And we still are country music, but we're everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it comes down to, like in your show, good music is good music. Like it doesn't matter when it was written, who performed it. If it's entertaining music, the crowd's going to like it.
That's exactly right. And you're on the Showboat, which I have to say that the Hershans are just first class people all the way, and really they have really kept Branson on the cutting edge with Silver Dollar City and just everything that they've done. I have such respect for them and how they've kept Branson a clean family destination that uplifts God, family, and country.
Right.
And that town, this town does that, and so we can appeal. A person can bring their kids and the grandparents, and everyone in the family is going to have a good time.
That's true, and what you're saying is true, and they stay current. They added the biggest wooden roller coaster, or whatever.
Which I'm afraid to ride.
You haven't ridden it?
I haven't ridden it. No, I've done everything else out there.
Yeah, I got invited to ride it for
the
inaugural
Outlaw Run,
big thing and Outlaw Run. And I said, no, thank you. Are you afraid? No, I just don't like it. No, I have not been on it. My daughter rides it like crazy. Not the 3-year-old. I have an older daughter.
Well, my son, who's old, he's our oldest. He's 27 now, but I always will send him on things to sort of test it, and he'll tell me, you can handle this, or no, you can't handle it. He came back and says, you can't handle it.
Yeah,
he says it's pretty intense.
Oh, I just can't see it.